Hey, this is Paul, and this is Thinking Out Loud, the podcast where I get this, think out loud. We are looking at some things here at the podcast partnership, and this episode is going to be subject to a ton of tests, so it should be fun to see what happens here. But for those of you who are downloading it, which will be part of the testing, I wanted to give you a little bit of content. I got the new iPad Pro. I got the 10.5 edition, which is basically the standard iPad size, just a little bit bigger. The bezel's been taken away a little bit. It's a faster processor, faster screen. I've got running the iOS 11 beta. I haven't had any massive problems on it, rebooting, crashing, that kind of thing. A couple of apps that aren't working on it, which is to be expected for an early beta like this. But a couple of things. Number one, the speed is amazing. The multitasking is amazing. They've thought through the user benefit, the business user, the pro user element of the iPad in some ways they simply didn't before. If you track me for a while, way back when the iPad first came out, I had the whole Paul's iPad thing where I used, the iPad for nothing but business, or I only used my iPad in business, did that for 30 days, tracked that. That was an interesting feat. This is doable. This is really, really interesting. And there'll be a lot to play there. I've got a SIM card in it with T-Mobile. I've got my unlimited data. And so now I've got a device that remotely accesses machines, that does all the pro work, that has the pencil, that has the unlimited data. And boy, it feels like a new era. There's a couple things that I can't do yet that I can do on my desktop, but it feels more like people just haven't put it on the iPad as much as it is an issue of people. The iPad isn't capable of doing it. I don't know if that makes sense. This is going to be an interesting device to carry with me. My goal, my hope, I'll say this in June, obviously tech, business requirements come first, but I would love to take this and only this to Podcast Movement in August. I think I can pull that off. Microphone, everything, the whole 9 yards should be a fun time. If you see me at Podcast Movement, there we go. By the way, if you go to paulcolligan.com/breakfast, I'm doing a deal where basically if you buy your ticket for Podcast Movement through my link, they give me a little bit of affiliate money. We'll take that money to buy a really ridiculous breakfast at the really ridiculous breakfast hotel, buffet type prices, but get everybody together. Should be a lot of fun. You can go to paulcolligan.com/breakfast to find out more about that deal. And check out my iPad Pro then and what we're doing with it then. Hopefully there will be a few more revisions of the beta software, but a good time liking the iPad Pro. Just me thinking out loud, doing some tests. I promise I'll let you know how this goes. Chat soon. Bye.